Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing great. Quick review of last week. Just very proud of how, first and foremost, the crowd was unbelievable. We felt like that was one of the better environments that we played in since we've been here. Obviously every Saturday or whatever night we play in Willie B is outstanding, but I thought that was unbelievable environment for everybody who was there. Just reviewing the game. Obviously, love how it all started out. Second quarter was kind of bumpy. The finish of the game is what we're most proud of as a football team. That's how we finished the second half, and we came together and just came out victorious. And then this week with Vanderbilt, obviously a team that's riding high, on a roll. A different Vanderbilt football team led by their quarterback, Pavia. He does a really good job of just distributing the football. He's very mobile in both ways, as far as in the pocket and also quarterback run mobility. I think they have some weapons. Really good team. Looking forward to go down to Nashville and play. Any questions?
Clayton, you kind of just mentioned it, but Marcel Reed, Diego Pavia, similarities, differences in trying to scout for them?
Very similar. Obviously, not the exact same, but very similar in regards of just you have to do a really good job of understanding who's the main piece to the puzzle and understanding that he's a playmaker that can beat you with the feet and their arm, and also just their playmaking ability, getting people the ball, and just some Houdini things that happens on the football field. And he's been leading the way for those guys, and our guys understand the challenges. We got to do a great job on Saturday.
With some of the option stuff Vanderbilt does, how beneficial is it that you guys have seen it with your own offense throughout the year?
I think that definitely helps. Helps at practice, but the pressure is not at practice. Obviously there is pressure at practice, depending on how we build our practices, but it does help a lot facing Lenoris and Robbie and how those guys do those things on offense. It definitely gives us a full speed look of what we're going to see on a Saturday. Just like I said, obviously getting a look from Lenoris is just as good as you're going to get. Just like we got looks last year. I got hounded for making comments about Lenoris, giving us a too good of a look. It is what it is.
Vanderbilt's had a lot of success on third downs this year. How important is that going to be? Obviously, that's important in every game, but how important is that going to be in this one because of the way they can control the ball and also get those first downs?
Yep, that's definitely one of their success to their victories this year. They've done an outstanding job of just converting, moving the chains, and keeping the ball. Not a lot of turnovers. The ball is king to them, obviously, and I do feel like, obviously, just like we talk all the time, it's that first and second down where you got to get yourself in a really good position to get into a third and medium plus or a third and long.
Dylan seems just like an incredibly quiet kid. Like when he's in here, he doesn't say very much. How does he just turn it on when Saturdays come?
Yep. I think it's in him. I mean, some guys are born with certain things. I think that's one of the things he was born with as far as the ability to rush a passer and, keep his energy going. But he's definitely a quiet, reserved guy. Sometimes, just to make up how he was made, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure he's with his friends. He's probably not as quiet. He probably talks more. But around us, he's still a young kid, so he's kind of reserved and keeps to himself. And he's funny in his own way. He's probably a little bit more outgoing in Coach Lucas's meeting room. I'm pretty sure he is, and outgoing on campus.
Going back to last week, you had two big 4th and 1 stops at the start of each half. What did you see on those two plays other than just Debo Williams making a couple of really big-time plays?
Yep. I thought most importantly, our guys, we understood the situation. We was well aware that they were going to try to make us jump, and I was kind of surprised they sneaked the first one. I thought they was going to make us jump, take the delay of game, or call timeout and punt. But it was a great job by Cal Kennard of sneaking his way and hitting the quarterback, and D Knight jumped over the top. It was a great push by the 2 D tackles. Our guys were locked in, and I guess they was ready for that situation. And then the second one was definitely Debo ran through, made a play, and we had other guys there to clean it up. He didn't make a clean tackle, but other guys were there.
I mean, I can't imagine you guys can rep that particular play, QB sneak in practice that much, and so you only get so many during games. So how is it just one of those things where you just kind of see how it happens, how it plays out during games? Like how do you feel going into a season on that particular?
So we a quick whistle a quarterback sneak once a week. Nothing. Obviously, you can't do the rugby pile of it. We quick sneak it, make sure our guys understand who has what gaps, and we always talk about watch the pop pass. I got beat on the pop pass in 2018 versus UTEP on a quarterback sneak pop pass. And so for like 50 yards. So I'm always very curious of the quarterback sneak pop pass. So got to make sure we talk about that. So we always rep it at least once a week, a quick whistle.
You touched on Pavia earlier, but he doesn't have the necessarily the measurables of a SEC quarterback. Are you surprised by any of the things that he's been able to do from a leadership or to lead that team to the success that they have?
I mean, you are surprised when you outside looking in, but once the season started going, I get crossover tape of other teams and just watching them play. Not surprised that of his background. Not surprised that he was a previous winner. I was well aware of that. He went down to Auburn and got things done before, so that wasn't my first time hearing the story. But when you watch the tape, I mean, some things can be surprising. But he does a really good job. He has some Houdini in him, so we got to do a great job of him embracing tackles with him and make sure we're smart and we have other guys through the ball containing him and keep him in the pocket. But not super surprised because I've kind of heard him a little bit. Just make sure we on point, understand what we're facing. That's the most important thing.
Shane was talking about trying to look at November almost as a whole thing, rather than kind of the week to week of there's a chance to really change things in November. How do you talk about that with your guys who have had an incredible 2/3 of the season, but you know that, hey, if you don't play well in the last third, it doesn't really matter?
Yes, I would say since we've been here with Coach Beamer, that's been definitely a preaching thing that we want to make sure that it's definitely been a point of emphasis with us as a football team is playing well at the end of the season, because anybody can play well in October or in September. Really, you got to really do a great job in November and finishing strong. And obviously, finishing is part of sports, part of being a competitive person. So you really want to finish strong in most of the things that you do in sports life, on the field, off the field, everywhere. So obviously it's a point of emphasis, but I think our guys understand 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 play, 1 quarter, 1 half, 1 everything, and just see what happens in the end. Just do your best always. Good question, though. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yep.